Origins of Beyonder is an immensely powerful extra-dimensional entity of disputed origin. The Beyonder is the beyond-all and end-all of all things, striven on occasion to be both mankind's greatest savior and threat, in a quest to better understand human nature. The Beyonder was originally from an infinite realm beyond the Marvel multiverse, called the Beyond Realm, and was the sum of everything outside the multiverse. Our multiverse was a drop in the sea compared to the Beyond Realm. It became self-aware and formed a being of immeasurable power. He was originally described as millions of times more powerful than the entire multiverse. The Beyonder first became aware of our universe when the Molecule Man gained his powers through an atomic accident. This accident was of such importance for all of existence that it pierced through from our universe to his, creating a pinhole through which he could peer through. After observing for some time, he decided to precipitate the first secret wars, in which he teleported numerous heroes and villains from Earth to battle each other. He created his own battle world from several planets and a Denver suburb. He offered the victors anything their hearts desired. Ultimately, Dr. Doom stole his power, and the Beyonder had to reclaim it. After observing humans, and ultimately interacting with them, the Beyonder still did not feel fulfilled. The Beyonder decided to come to Earth and spend time among us. He interacted with many heroes and villains and cosmic forces in an attempt to better understand the meaning and root of desire. His frustration with this attempt led him to become more and more erratic and dangerous to the rest of the multiverse. In the end, he paid the ultimate price, and was killed by the Molecule Man. The Beyonder has been the source of many retcons and reinventions over the years. The creator of the character, Jim Shooter, on the topic of the character, says we introduced the Beyonder was studying these beings, us, that he had discovered. He also stated that Beyonder was from a whole different multiverse. Where he existed, he was everything and everything was him. In a sense he was like God before there was Genesis. The event, which we will discover later, opened a hole into our universe, and he saw Earth. For the Beyonder it was like when the Dutch inventor Van Leeuwenhoek looked through his microscope and discovered little Paramecia swimming in a drop of water. It was a shocking revelation, a whole new world of existence was revealed. This is similar to what happened when Beyonder saw Earth. Marvel's next editor-in-chief Tom DeFalco felt that Beyonder was too powerful. His power became the end of him as Marvel deconstructed his abilities and cast him as a hoax. This is the first, or cosmic cube, retcon. The Beyonder became a much lesser super being, and his previous super feats were all, or at least partially, in his mind. Later, it was decided to further retcon the character, making it so that the Beyonder was both an inhuman and a mutant. This itself was later retconned by Jonathan Hickman, who established that the Beyonder was actually a child unit of the Beyonders. The Beyonder's first appearance was in the story Secret Wars I. He placed several large space station-like platforms on Earth, and a number of Earth heroes went inside them. They were then transported to another station millions of miles away in space. Unsure of what was going on, they watched a galaxy be destroyed before their eyes, and a planet was formed from the spare parts of other planets. They saw another station, filled with supervillains, including the Molecule Man and Galactus the Beyonder, thus showed his power right from the start by being able to teleport such immense beings against their wills. A great light then shone out of a hole in space, and infamously said, "I am from beyond. Slay your enemies and all you desire shall be yours. Nothing you dream of is impossible for me to accomplish." This statement was the prologue to a war between the two groups, as the villains attempted to fulfill the Beyonder's mission, and the heroes simply tried to return home. However, the immediate effect was that Galactus sensed the Beyonder's power, and desired it, for he could tell that it would be able to take away his hunger to destroy worlds. He flew out of the ship, pursued by Dr. Doom, and tried to attack the source of the light. However, he and Doom were, as Captain America said, swatted back like flies. Galactus was rendered unconscious by the Beyonder's defenses, once again showing his limitless power. The two space stations were then sent down to the planet Battleworld. The heroes and villains found bases, and began a long series of skirmishes. For a long time, the Beyonder was not seen again directly during Secret Wars I. He had set up his experiment, and now simply observed as the subjects interacted. He remained a totally mysterious force to the people on Battleworld, hero and villain. Galactus was apparently unable to leave, but summoned his worldship, TAA-2, to the skies above Battleworld. Others, like the Enchantress, also tried to leave, but were unable to pierce the barrier set up by the Beyonder. Galactus planned, as a last resort, to destroy TAA-2 instead of Battleworld, and absorb its unspeakably extensive energy. However, just as Galactus destroyed TAA-2, Dr. Doom was able to steal the resulting energy and possess it for himself. Galactus was left in a coma, and Doom gained Galactus' godlike powers, becoming largely omniscient and omnipotent. Doom could now fulfill the Beyonder's challenge and slay his enemies, but what would be the point? There was now nothing left for him to desire, except the challenge of defeating the Beyonder himself. When he had entered the Beyond Realm with Galactus at the very beginning of Secret Wars, his armor had analyzed the Beyonder's energies. He was now able to use that analysis to change his armor in such a way that would help him defeat the Beyonder. Doom said that while he remained David to the Beyonder's Goliath, he now had a sling that could help him find his enemy's weakness. Powers and abilities. As a result of being the entirety of a dimension of far more scope than our own multiverse, he was more powerful than all of the rest of reality. He was described in narration as having millions of times more power than all the power in our multiverse combined. He had the power to achieve whatever he pleased. The Beyonder was going to erase the multiverse entirely. He erased death, he destroyed multiple galaxies, he defeated powerful beings like Galactus and a whole group of Celestials with ease. He was able to recreate the same things he erased. With a simple hand wave he shattered a dome the Molecule Man created to endure multiversal destruction. He easily survived a blast from the Molecule Man that could have slagged several billion dimensions. When he had a large portion of his power in the cup that was going to kill death, he still had more power than the combined cosmic entities of our multiverse. When Mephisto created Beyonder's Bane using the Beyonder's own expended power plus all of the power in our multiverse, Mephisto still wasn't sure it was enough to destroy him. His battle with the Molecule Man affected every being on every planet on every dimension. Also, his power is omnipotence. Post-retcon Beyonder Number 1, Cosmic Cube. Beyonder was a cosmic cube, created by beings called Beyonders, without a container. He invented, and was sometimes manipulated by other cosmic entities into believing, the events of the original Secret Wars as a way to cope with cosmic awareness. While this version of the Beyonder wasn't as powerful as the original pre-retcon Beyonder, he shares the same feats. This is because beings of higher power allowed him to. An example being when the Celestials lost to Beyonder. In the revised storyline they wanted to observe his actions. The dome, as powerful as the multiverse Molecule Man created, which the Beyonder shattered, wasn't as powerful as the original. In 1984, the multiverse was all the dimensions in Marvel Comics, and now it's only the universes that spring from a common timeline, Earth 616, Earth 1610, etc. As Cosmos, the Beyonder did not use her powers much. However, it can be inferred that her powers were more or less on the level of other sentient cosmic cubes like Cubic and the Shaper of Worlds, which are in essence limited omnipotence. In her battle with Molecule Man, the effects of their battle affected distant times, dimensions, and galaxies. However, in her Maker persona, her powers were vastly more limited, perhaps due to her incarnation in a more mortal body. She lost a psychic battle with Thanos, although this was at least partly due to her naivete in the ways of battle. Still, Gladiator called her, perhaps with typical comics hyperbole, the most powerful being in the known universe even in this stage of her existence. Post-retcon Beyonder #2/current Beyonder, Mutant Inhuman. Beyonder was a mutant inhuman who already had unspecified powers, then entered the Terrigen Mists, and had those powers increased exponentially. It is unclear whether his power under this retcon is greater or lesser than the Cosmic Cube version of the Beyonder, or if it is even at the level of pre-retcon Beyonder. He was able to create a replica of Manhattan, including its normal and superpowered citizens, a feat that would certainly fall within the power of a sentient cosmic cube. Post-retcon Beyonder has reality-warping powers, but not as powerful as other versions. Either he is holding back, or just his limitation remains to be seen. Beyonder has Hulk-level strength, cellular replication, super durability, and superhuman intelligence. Along with his reality-altering powers, this version is nigh omnipotent.